Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to review a USB rechargeable under the cabinet light. It's a little different than ones I've seen before, so this was sort of an impulse buy, but this one particular feature, actually two, won me over as an impulse buy. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, there's a couple of things that got my attention on this. One is it's rechargeable, which is something that I was looking for. Two, it uses a USB-C to charge cable, which kind of tells me that it's a newer model of these type of things. And then the PIR, or the infrared detector, is adjustable, and it has 3 color modes. So you've got your cold white, your white, and then a warm white. Okay, here's the actual specs. Cool white is 5,000 to 6,000 Kelvin. A blend of the two is 3,500 to 4,500 Kelvin. And the soft white is 2,500 to 3,500 Kelvin. It recharges with the CUSB, and it's got magnets on it, so you can just stick it up underneath the counter wherever you want it. The nice thing is the magnets aren't in the mount. The magnets are in the light. So if you wanted to get a little industrious, you could actually tack a couple of washers or little pieces of steel plate, maybe a couple of bottle caps, whatever, around in different locations, so you could actually move this light from one place to another. Let's take a look at it a little closer and see what we got. What we've got here is your on, off, and automatic, and then the PIR is adjustable. PIR is passive infrared detector. So you can point that to the side, you can point it up, if it's on the wall facing this way. If you want it on the floorboard, you can have it facing this way. And I'm going to be using it under the cabinet, so I want it at actually a 45-degree angle. And I've been using this for a little bit, and I'm really liking it. The reason that I still have the factory little brackets on here is because I made my own brackets, because there's a lip on my particular application that put the sensor behind a piece of wood, and I needed to space it down, so I just made my own little pieces, and the magnet sticks to them just fine. If there's one thing I would nitpick on this just a little bit, they made these brackets a little short, so the curve doesn't quite match the curve on the device. Now that would be a very easy repair. It doesn't take much pressure to push it in there, but it doesn't exactly match. So it wouldn't be difficult to flatten that little piece out, just a tiny bit on either side, and then it would fit perfectly. Or you just push it up in there. But like I said, I'm being nitpicky on that one factor. The fact that it has a USB-C, that makes me very happy. This is your mode selection switch, the PIR, and then the LED array is behind this. In my particular application, you can barely tell that it's up there, so I'll go show you what I got. Here's the 2 little metal clips that came with this that I didn't use, and what I'm using instead is just a couple of pieces of metal strap that I cut off, put some double-sided tape, stuck them under the edge of the cabinet just as a spacer. And I'll show you why. And this is how easy the installation is. Now those 2 little metal pieces, I stuck them on here onto the magnets, cover off the double-sided tape, stuck it up underneath here. So this is the installation at this point, and it's just that easy. So you can turn the sensor down if it's getting too many alerts or too many coming on too frequently. And this is as far out as it'll turn, but you see why I had to have the spacer in there, so I could get a little bit of an angle on this. And all I'm going to do with this, I just want it to come on when I get in here to the sink at night. That's all I'm wanting, is just something to kind of light up the kitchen. Okay, I had to shut off the overhead lights, pull the blinds down to make it dark enough. So now as I walk into the kitchen, the motion light sees me and comes on, and I'll show you. If you just grab the end of the light, there's a little button on there, and that's the cool white. There's the warm white, and then that's the combo, which I think is just the cool and the warm together. I'm thinking that if you run it just on the cool light or just on the warm white, you're only going to be using one set of LEDs, and at that point I think you're going to get the longest life between recharges. And this thing, automatically shuts off if it doesn't see any motion for 20 seconds. So it's perfect for what I wanted. Okay, so I'm going to have to say for now that I like this thing. I picked this one up at Home Depot. It was an impulse buy. That just happened to be where I saw it, and that's where the impulse hit, and that's where I got it. I found them on Amazon. They're the same price, so I ordered a couple more, and that's how much I like it. They're around just under 20 bucks anywhere I've seen them. They may have them at Lowe's. They may have them at Walmart in the As Seen on TV section. I don't know. I do know they have them on Amazon. So if you want to pick one up, I'll throw a link in the description down there. You can at least look at them and see what you think about them. So for me, it's got an aluminum case. The lens is plastic, and this is ABS plastic on the end. Got the C charging cable. I did measure the current to charge this, and it was taking about 55 milliamps, which is a little over half an amp. So any USB charger that you have will supply that. It comes with a cable. It does not come with the wall adapter. But at 55 milliamps, anything you've got will supply that. One thing I don't know, and they don't advertise, and they don't suggest, not that I saw, and I'm not suggesting it, but since it does have this USB Class C, you might be able to plug this in if you've got an outlet close to where you're going to mount this lamp and then not have to charge it at all. They didn't suggest it. I'm not suggesting it. I'm saying it's a possibility. I haven't tested it yet, so I don't know. I will say, it's supposed to give you 600 on cycles. The on cycles last for 20 seconds. If there's no movement after 20 seconds, it goes off. If the sun's up, if it's bright in the room, it won't trigger it. If you put it in a dark hallway, it's going to trigger every time you walk by. Now, you have some control over this because you can change the angle on the PIR. So if you've got it mounted on the wall facing down, it's not going to trigger much. But if you face it out this way, it's going to trigger fairly easily. It's got, I think, 120-degree angle that it sees. If you tilted it down at a 45-degree angle, that's going to reduce the area of the pickup pattern. Very versatile the way this thing mounts. Anyway, for anybody that's still sticking around, I appreciate it. If you want to see some of the other videos I've done, they should pop up on the end screen here somewhere, and I'll either see you in one of those or maybe I'll catch you down the road. I appreciate it. Take care, and we'll see you later.